and Allie twins. Look, I know it has been a while since we have posted content to our page, our channel, but I'll get into that in a second. If you are not already a subscriber, smash that subscribe button and join the family. Don't you want to anyway? If you clicked on this video, then you probably want to know how I managed to have a traveling disaster. It was a bad time, y'all. But before I get into that, it's been a while since me and my sister Alyssa have posted content. Part of that is because I'm overseas. I can't really share my location, but I'm overseas and she's back in Texas. And being that we are apart, can't really, post videos. And then before that, it was just so much going on with me getting ready to deploy and her having her own job. But we're putting our mind together and, trying to figure out a way to still post content on this page. One being I'll post a video one week, she'll post one, the next week or whatever we come up with. But we miss y'all so much. It is so fun to just create content and share it with you all. And so we definitely, like I said, plan on doing that in the very, very near future. So all right, y'all, let's get into this video, my traveling disaster. Okay, so like I just said, I am overseas. So I got here by plane, in a bus, actually, like a 11-hour bus ride I had to do. But anyway, we're gonna talk about the first part of my trip, which was the plane. Okay, so boom, it's January 21st, and we're getting ready to leave for the deployment. Everything's copacetic, everything's good. Now, mind you, January 21st, I was fasting. Me and my church, we were on, well, not me and my church, the church as a whole was on a 21-day Daniel's fast. So I already knew kind of going into it that, girl, sis, you're gonna be hungry. You still gotta fast. Just because you're traveling does not excuse you from this fast. Like, I already had that made up in my mind. I kind of knew that day was gonna be, I guess, not a struggle, but it was gonna be hard traveling and not being able to eat till 5 p.m. I knew it was gonna be kind of hard. So I was already mentally prepared for that. But sis, or brother, whoever watching, when I say Satan tried me, Satan tried me, y'all. Like, I was so hungry that particular day. I was super, super hungry. And I remember going through the airport. Now, mind you, everybody at their McDonald's, everybody got their Quiznos, their chips, their snacks, and I'm drinking water and apple juice. And I remember, I knew it was an attack from the enemy, because all I could hear was, just go ahead and eat. You going overseas anyway. Anybody gonna know that you was eating? And I called my sister Alyssa, God bless her, and I really tried to give her every excuse on why I should eat. She was like, sis, no, God gonna sustain you. Like, stay in it. Go find you somewhere to get a salad or something and be cool. So I'm like, okay, you're right. Finally find this place in the mall that had salad. It was like cucumbers, tomatoes. It was like a really good salad. So I got that and like some fruit, some fresh fruit or whatever. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Ate that, still hungry, okay, but whatever. So, if you don't know, whenever you're traveling, especially by plane, you have to take a COVID test. And I don't know if you had a COVID test or not, but those things are not fun and they're not funny. They hurt. I've had at least, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say 20 COVID tests since the virus came out. And I think I'm being nice. I think it was more than that. So before we leave for the deployment, we had to, 3 days prior to our flight, we had to take a COVID test to make sure that we're COVID free and that we can fly. Our flight was on a Thursday. If I'm not mistaken, our flight was on a Thursday. We took COVID tests on a Sunday. I myself and a couple other people were like, hey, that's not quite 3 days prior. Shouldn't we wait until Tuesday? They're like, no, we're good. We got to go ahead. We're going to do it on a Sunday. All right, cool. That's fine. So we do our COVID test. Thank God everything comes back negative that same day on Sunday. So we're getting on the plane because we had like 2 flights before we got to the flight that was going to take us overseas. So we're getting ready to board to get onto the overseas flight. They stop us. When was your last COVID test? We were like, Sunday. Do it again. I'm like, this has to be a joke. I'm like, man, we took it on Sunday. We got our results back. She's like, no, it has to be 72 hours within. Yeah, not 72 hours. So we had to go get a COVID test in the airport. Now, mind you, we had just got one on Sunday. Here we are Thursday doing another one. When I say that lady stuck that stick in my brain, I think she took some of my thoughts with her. I can't even explain to you how bad that test hurt. Just the thought of it, y'all. Just the thought of a COVID test irritates me. She literally took my thoughts with her, some of my mind with her, because it hurt so bad. It was ridiculous. Anyway, moving on. Luckily, thank God, not even luckily, thank God that the tests were negative for everybody. We were able to fly, make our flights on time to the overseas location. Then we get on the plane. I think it was like a 7-hour plane ride to where I had to go. They come with food for the entire plane, because if you ever deploy with the military, they feed you on the plane. So the flight attendant is coming around with food. When I say everybody on the plane ate except for me, like the people next to me, in front of me, behind me, they had like chicken, beef. You had an option to choose from. Mind you, I'm hungry, and so I'm looking around like trying to read my Bible, just trying to pray, trying to be strong. I'm like, God, I am hungry. Finally, the flight attendant came to me and was like, we got coleslaw. And it was like coleslaw in one of the box meals that they're passing out. So I ate that and drank some apple juice, and I was like, let me get into this Bible, because if I don't, I'm gonna have me a meal. So that happens. We finally land to our destination 7 hours later, and it's it's daytime there, because I'm 7 hours ahead of the U.S. So it's daytime there. I'm hungry still, because mind you, all I had was a salad and some coleslaw and some fruits. So I'm hungry. I can't eat until 5 o'clock that day. We land at like 8 a.m. So I'm starving, y'all. We get on the bus or whatever. I had like apple juice during the day, because I got permission to drink during the day. So I got like apple juice and was like really in my word, y'all, because honestly, had I not been in the word, I would have eaten, like straight up. So we get on the bus. The bus is like a 10, 11 hour bus ride to where we have to go. So we get on the bus. I'm like, okay, thank you, God. I'm finally on this bus. I can pull up my Bible and study or whatever, and just really, get caught up on reading scriptures or whatever. About an hour into the bus ride, I get cramps. And I'm not talking about hunger cramps, sis. Period cramps. Now, mind you, all of my bags are under the bus, right? I don't have any sort of Tampax, Always, wipe, napkin, nothing on me. wait. Let me go back. We get on the bus, and about maybe 30 minutes into the bus ride, we stop. We make a stop at like a McDonald's or whatever to use the bathroom or whatever. The drivers had to switch out. So while he was switching out, he was like, "Hey, y'all got like 5 minutes to use the bathroom, whatever." I didn't get off the bus. I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. You know, I got my apple juice, got my Bible. I'm straight." Didn't get off the bus. An hour after that, I get my period. And I'm like, God, like, what is going on? But I wasn't really that startled because originally we got briefed that the bus would stop like every 2 hours or whatever so we can use the restroom. And I'm not like, it wasn't the floodgates down there like that fast. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait it out until we stop again. An hour goes by, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours go by. And I'm like, I text one of my roommates, because she was like sitting next to me. I'm like, yo, can you please go tell somebody to stop this bus? Because if I don't, it's gonna be a crime scene on this man bus. And so I'm like, I don't even understand why we didn't stop for 5 hours, because it was briefed that we would stop every 2 hours for restroom breaks. 5 hours go by, y'all, and as you can imagine, it was bad. Okay, it was horrible. So she's like, okay, I got you. Don't worry about it. She goes up there and like, hey, we gotta stop the bus. You know, we got some lady issues going on in the back. Can y'all stop? So the NTO of the whole bus lets the driver know. And he's like, all right, cool. About 30 minutes later, we stop, and we get to like this little restroom or whatever. And thank God I was able to go under the bus. I had to get new pants, new underwear, I had to completely like wash up in this little bathroom. But I was so grateful. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you, Jesus. Finally, I can stop and change clothes. So the bus finally gets us to where we're going, because we had to quarantine for 10 days. So the bus finally gets us to where we're going, and I'm like, what a day. I'm just ready to take a shower and lay down. If only it were that simple. Well, it was simple, but the only thing is, so we're showering. Me and my 2 roommates, we go shower or whatever. And it was, really nice showers or whatever, really nice room, place that they had us sleeping at was really nice or whatever, no complaints there. So we're in the shower or whatever. We're walking out of the shower. All I felt was myself in the air. Y'all, I fell down the stairs. I ain't talking about like a slip or like this is me walking down the stairs and this is what I feel. And I hit the bottom step. When I say I was in so much pain, my back was in so much pain. Y'all, I'm not exaggerating. My roommate turned around, like all I saw was slow motion. She turned around like, no, Clement. Like it was slow motion, y'all. All I remember was levitating off the ground and then being on the ground. And so whatever, my roommates came back to get me. We're laughing, y'all. They like, Clemens, you had a bad day. I'm like, I don't think I could have mapped out a worse day. Like from the COVID test to the visit from my Aunt Flo to falling down the steps to starving, it was ridiculous. But thank God that I got through the fast. Thank God that I got through that day. It was just, yeah, it was crazy. Like, I literally wouldn't wish that day on an enemy. It was like one thing after another. And I'm just like, why am I going through this? Part of me feels like, because I was fasting, I was being tested every way possible. Because even what's crazy is, so when I fell down, when I fell down the steps, I was so mad, because I was in so much pain. And even, me being in pain and just me being upset, I can really hear, you you should just go ahead and eat. You had a horrible day. Just go ahead and have like a little donut or something. Like, you deserve it. When I got my period, like, you need to eat. Like, you need to just get you some chocolates like you want to do anyway. And just eat. You're going to be all right. Can't nobody even see you overseas. So I know that, to me, that day was really an attack from Satan, just to get me to just get out of the fast altogether. So he didn't win, because baby, I finished the fast. So yes, y'all, that day was so crazy. I pray that I never have to experience anything like that ever again. One thing I will say is that this is a learning experience for me. So usually, being a woman, I always travel with the Tampax and stuff on me. It was just that at that particular time, it was under the bus. I didn't have it on my person. And so now when I travel, y'all, you better believe it's gonna be one in my pocket, one in my front pocket, back pocket, my bra, my shoe, whatever, because I never wanna be in that predicament again. I will also say, on your carry-on, put those items in there with some Midol and stuff like that. Also, the number one thing I would say is, when you're traveling, if you don't have like an app like the Flow app, or an app that tracks your period, get it, because you can definitely look at that app. Okay, I don't know my period for a week, or oh snap, it's coming today. That's what I failed to do before I left. I wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest with you. But had I known, like, you getting your menses soon, I think I would have been better prepared too. So that's definitely a learning experience for me, and I guess to walk slower in the showers. But y'all, that's my story. That's my traveling disaster. I hope y'all enjoyed my story time. If you did enjoy my story time, hit that like button. Put in the comments a time where you had a traveling disaster, whether it was bus, car, train, plane, whatever. I want to hear y'all stories. Until next time, y'all, I love y'all, and peace.